Jeff from Two Hacks Garage. Well, I'm not at Micah's. I'm not at Jimmy's. I'm actually in my garage. Sitting right over there is the 521 cubic inch Ford Thunderbird that's going to be at the No Name Nationals. I got my son Jeffrey with me, and we have this. It is a monkey bike. Started off a couple months ago just as a Baja Doodlebug, sat outside, rusted up, locked up, absolute piece of crap. He took a lot of interest in these monkey bikes when him and I and my dad went to the No Name Nationals last year and got to watch me race. I went to the finals. He got to ride around on a few of them, and he caught the drag racing bug. So I told him this winter we were going to take that Doodlebug and we're going to tear it apart, we're going to repaint it, we're going to get it up and going, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun with it. So the first thing we did is we took it apart, we painted it, started buying parts, and started rebuilding it. A lot of planning. Jeffrey helped out a bunch on that too. So what you see here is basically almost a factory like Coleman CTU 100 or Baja Doodlebug mini bike. It does not have the Coleman engine on it. It's got a Predator 79cc 3-horse, which is a direct replacement for that application. We have a whole lot of plans for this. One of the things that we are going to do is we're going to test this thing with different stages of equipment. We've already purchased all of it. One of the items is coming in, another channel sponsoring. I'm going to save that for later. But the first step we're going to do with this is, in its stock form with a cold air intake and a header, we're going to determine kind of a baseline ET in mile per hour on this. I do have a draggy right up here on here. Jeffrey's got a phone mount. So we're going to determine on how to do that and get our baseline ET and mile per hour. Our second one is going to be taking off the stock centrifugal clutch. And the second test, stage 2, is going to be bypassing the governor. There's a governor on these little engines here that limits the throttle. We're going to bypass that, and we're going to see the difference between bypassing the governor and having it stock for stage 2. Stage 3 is when we take the stock centrifugal clutch off and put a max torque 3100 RPM clutch on this. So we'll be able to see the differences when it's combined with the governor bypass and the new clutch. Stage 4 is where things really start getting interesting. I purchased a high-performance ported, milled down cylinder head for this. It's supposed to make a whole lot more power for this application, and it's really good for some of those higher-end race fuels. So stage 4 will be the combination of the cylinder head, the governor bypass, and the clutch. Well, stage 5 is going to be a surprise. I'm not going to spoil that. Now, like I said, another channel is going to send it. And stage 5 is going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm sure it's going to damn near double the horsepower output on this. But each stage as we go along, we're going to document the mile per hour and the ET of this and have a whole lot of fun. Who knows? This might be a ringer monkey bike for call-outs. Not the actual monkey bike challenge, but for call-outs at the No Name Nationals. So with that, Jeffrey, do you think we better get into doing some testing?
Yes.
Okay, well, we need to go get some gas. We're going to get stuff set up. We're going to test, so we'll see you in a little bit. Later. Well, we got all our baselines taken care of there. We actually did this test run on about 235 feet. Two of the reasons being it's really cold outside right now, and the other part being is the road that we're actually going to test on to replicate a drag strip isn't quite available at this time. So we went ahead and just set up something small, did 3 trial runs, used the draggy. I also used my phone, and we came up with some kind of baselines there. We saw 2 runs at 25 miles an hour and 1 run at 26 miles an hour. If you notice, it was kind of sluggish right out of the hole for a while, and as Jeffrey was going through what I would consider the traps is when it really started turning it on. So that kind of lets us know of what we need to do to make this faster. We already have the parts, and it's a whole lot of fun. Jeffrey, how did it feel driving that thing?
It was smooth, but the start was definitely very slow.
Yeah.
It was like, it would like go bloop, 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 and then it would start getting into the higher RPMs.
Yeah, and that's going to be a killer at the No Name Nationals if we're going to be racing this against people. We needed to come out of the hole. You know, speaking of the No Name Nationals, I got beat last year by Roland from Torque Racing Productions, and I saw a video like after we got done doing our trial runs of Roland called me out with a pea shooter. So Jeffrey and I were discussing, and we're going to accept that call out. Win, lose, or draw, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. He smoked me last year. Maybe I can regain a little bit of dignity and beat him this year. But we have to have a really cool name for this bike because he's got the pea shooter. So we were talking, and what's the name we came up with?
Project Fastball.
Project Fastball. Jeffrey's a really good baseball player, and he's a really good pitcher. And Roland, not only does he blow the high heaters away on batters, Project Fastball is going to blow right by you. Just letting you know, we're going to beat you, and we're going to beat you bad. Probably not, but we're going to have fun doing it. So, guys, I really hope you like watching this video. It was a lot of fun, really cold out. As we get moving on with this project, we're going to do some of the builds on this, what we're doing, and do more baselines on that. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Jeffrey and I did have a lot of fun making this video. We're going to have a whole lot more fun making more of these videos. And like I said, there's going to be 5 stages. I'm not releasing what the 5th stage of performance is, but you're going to have a laugh at it. With that, guys, we'll see you later. Jeffrey, hope you had fun.
Yep, I did.
Have a good one.